Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you out there. I hope all of you beautiful souls are doing great. And I know a lot of you might be going around to store trying to find that last minute shopping, so the stores must be packed. And I am so grateful I don't do that. So Starlight for years has not done that. The only ones that I normally go shopping for is my two grandkids. That is really it. So for those of you that are just having so much fun with that shopping out there and running around doing your last minute shopping, have fun. But no, I am just picking on you a little bit. So anyway, I do hope you're getting out in nature, and Starlight was able to. I did make a video, but I'm going to probably delete that and redo it. So, and that's why I'm making another one today. And just to let you know ahead of time is because of the holidays, I am not sure how well Starlight will do because the library here is going to be closed throughout the holiday, through Christmas, that is, so I'm going to really do my best as far as getting videos out. So anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman. And I really hope, that you are working on yourself, and like I say, it's a 24/7 job, 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, besides every month of the year, really, when you really are serious about working on yourself and wanting, not just to see a change in the world, to be that change in the world. And it starts with me, and it starts with you. So, anyway, I do love you, and I just really want to encourage you that you are doing great. Like I know that some of you are working on yourselves, and don't give up, and really just focus on the goals that you have and the things that you need to work on, and don't quit. You are enough, and you have enough. And doing those affirmations are very, 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 very important. And after a while, like it takes time, when you start doing those affirmations, like the I am affirmations, like I am powerful. I am taking back my power. I am enough. I am inspiring millions of people. I am abundant. I am creative. I am beautiful inside and out. I am worthy of love. So those are the I ams. There's so many of them. So work on those I am affirmations. Like really try to work on those every day. Anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And also I do want to say a big, huge thank you to all of you, for loving and supporting Starlight. So we all can make a difference, as far as being that change in the world. And you can give this video a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can not save, you could save my videos, but you could share my videos with your family, friends, a cat. I seen a dog today, and it was so cute. I beeped my horn at it because I didn't see the owner, but it was out on the street, and it was kind of like really interested in this dove. So you could share my videos with a dove. So it was like, he was just kind of playing around with it, and and it didn't seem like the dove was flying. So I beat my horn, and it kind of got that doggy to stop chasing after that dove. I don't know why the dove wasn't flying away, but I believe I saved its life, So anyway, also you could follow me on Instagram, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman, Starlight. So anyway, I do love all of you. And it is something. There's a beautiful deep diver out there that makes videos, and a few times, we are talking about the same topic, or I already had this video planned out. But it is kind of funny is that sometimes we're right on the same page as far as what to talk about, different ways though. So I am going to make the video that I was planning on making anyway, and noticed this long time ago, many years ago, and I just had an appointment, and this happens every time I go to the same appointment. I have this appointment twice a week, every week, and you you guys and girls might see the same thing. Of course, I know you see it. It's either people are waiting somewhere, maybe at a doctor's office. This happens. you know, um, it might be outside where you see people standing in a line, you will see this happen, or inside somewhere where you see people standing in a line and you see this happen. Or maybe people are waiting for a bus out on the street, you'll see this happening. Normally it's when people are waiting for something. And what have you noticed people doing? And it is funny is long time ago, Starlight did not want nothing to do with computers or phones. Absolutely not. Somebody really tried to scare me. An old I can't even call him a pastor, really. That was not no pastor. It was a false, it was a wolf in sheep's clothing is what that was. But that particular man, that person that was running a church, controlling the people, is that person really tried to put fear into the people because he wanted to control the people in the church and, try to control what they can do or can't do. So for 7 years, Starlight and her family, her kids, didn't watch TV for 7 straight years. Absolutely not anything about TV, not the news or anything. So it was really interesting, those years of 7 years of absolutely no movies, no talk shows, no news, no nothing, no computer, no cell phones. And that was the year of 2000 to 2007. Those are the years that I went without. And when I got free, Starlight escaped. She did. She ran away I didn't tell anybody. I'm like, see ya, bye. And so I got free. It was a lesson for me. So I learned my lesson. That's why I do not encourage people to go to church at all. And after I got out of church, the big thing was cell phones, and that was before I even got out of church. But Starlight really didn't want a cell phone. I really just wanted the old ways, is to have a house phone. And we did get a computer at the end of the 2007. So Starlight was getting used to learning how to handle a computer, and it all started with homeschooling my kids at the time. Yeah, well, at least my son at the time. So I was learning how to use the computer. And, first thing when I started learning how to use a cell phone or a computer, which both of them were, like you probably went through this when you started learning how to use a computer, like how frustrating it can be when you don't know how to do things, and where you are able to protect yourself from viruses. Starlight was a pro in the beginning to send viruses on her computer. I was going in places I really didn't know about that would send viruses on my computer. So it was a nightmare for me to learn how to use the computer and the cell phone. So when I was learning how to use a cell phone, and really the biggest thing I did like about it is that I could make a phone call and I didn't have to be home. That was really, of course, a lot of people like that same thing, is that you don't have to be home, to make a phone call is that you can do it somewhere else instead of waiting like hours before you get back home. So that was the thing that I did like about a cell phone. And I am not huge on, using my cell phone. Right now, I kind of use it more than I did before because I am living in my car, so I really only use it for doctor's appointments, listen to music, sometimes, or you do the I am affirmations, use YouTube, watch one video, a day, mainly, besides doing meditations on my cell phone. I really don't call anybody on my cell phone. There's times I reach out to my kids, but really I am not a huge into spending a lot of time on my cell phone at all. And I upload my videos on my cell phone. I can't. I tried it already to upload, actually to edit videos on my cell phone, but it did not work. I don't know why. Maybe it was a fake app. It's the same app that I would use on my computer, on my laptop. But what have you noticed on, like with people, especially using cell phones? Everywhere you go, you see this all the time. And it is really interesting where everybody that I see do this. Starlight, when I started out, when I would go to a doctor's appointment, and I would be in the waiting line, in a waiting room, in a chair, sitting down, waiting for my name to get called. And instantly I noticed this, and I said, no, I am not going to do what everybody else is doing, because I learned when I read my Bible and studied my Bible is the wide way is the way to destruction. So I would, if I seen that everybody else was doing something, I'm like, no, I do not have to do that. Just like with me not eating animals. I don't have to, I don't live with my mom and dad anymore. I am free. I don't have to eat, and I don't. I really don't. I am done with eating animals. There's times I eat things that, and I'm working on that, is to not get too caught up with eating like white bread, or sometimes I go out to dinner and they have cheese in the meal, and I was like, So I am really working on not doing those things because my situation is very difficult as far as getting food goes. So as far as cell phones, where everybody's, like doing this, I'll have my phone out, like looking at their phones, in line, or in a waiting room somewhere waiting for something, or outside. And, it seems like, this happened a long time ago, like in 2007 when I first started getting a cell phone. It might have been a little bit later than that. It might have been even 2008 by the time I got a cell phone, but I did have a laptop in 2007. So it might have been 2008 when I started getting a cell phone. And when I seen people in waiting rooms, with their cell phones and they're all staring at it, I didn't even know what to do on my cell phone. I'm like, what are they doing on their cell phone? I wasn't interested in watching video games or playing video games. I didn't know nothing about YouTube at the time. I didn't want to talk to anybody, because I wanted to keep my conversations private. So I did. I really was really good, and I am still this day, is I refuse to, like go on my phone unless I really, really, really had to. But I really, really don't. Like if I was waiting for something and I happen to be in a waiting room at that time and I really need to respond, like when I had my cleaning business, then I'm like, yeah, I got to respond to my client, so they would know what's going on. Like if I'm being late for something, then that was a different story. But, it is really sad when you go out in public, it's like everybody's like a robot in a way, How do you think of, when you see that, where, or maybe, maybe you're one of them out there that is glued to your cell phone, and Starlight is not. I use it to make videos, and I love taking pictures. Really, that is, and now, I mean, really, when I was in my own apartment, I didn't watch YouTube videos on my phone so much. There's times that I didn't have the time to, I wanted to watch a video before I got home, but I prefer really a smart TV to watch any videos because I like the large screen. I absolutely don't like a small little screen, especially when I watching certain videos. I want to see them, a bigger, not that they're going to get fat on me because they're in a larger screen, but so I could see them better, and so what do all of you think about seeing people like that? Like I said, maybe you're one of them. But the reason why I'm making this video is if you are, you really, 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 I can't tell you what to do on this. This is something that you have to do. But really try to wean yourself, if you are one of those people out there doing that, because this is how they are getting people really, really not in a good way, though, where people can't stop looking at their cell phone. It's like they're nervous around people and they don't feel comfortable around people, and instead of just sitting there around people in a waiting line or in a waiting room, that it seems like people want to just, get on their phone. And I don't know, what do you do? Because I go somewhere for an appointments every couple of days. Like I just was at an appointment, I believe on Tuesday, and then I have the same appointment on Saturday, so I have to wait so many days, for that same appointment. And I'm donating my plasma. I'm kind of embarrassed about this, but I am helping people out. Is that so we have to stand in line and wait for our name to get called, and so our vitals will get checked, our iron and our protein, and see how much we weigh, make sure we're getting plenty of liquids. And then after that it gets checked, and our temperature has got to get checked too. And we have to pass all these different tests to be able to donate plasma. And this is where Starlight gets some money for gas money or whatever. And then after that, we have to sit in these like a recliner, like in a way, like a bed that they have set up, not a bed, but like a hospital bed where we kind of lay there, kind of sit it up a little bit. And what is almost everybody doing? They're on their cell phones. And Starlight does not do that. I'm like, I do not want to be like everyone else. I want to be myself. I don't want to follow anybody, and it says in the Bible, like what I learned is to follow me as I follow Christ, so if somebody is following Jesus and doing things the way Jesus and God would want them to do, hey, I have no problem following those type of people. But once I see that they're going astray and doing something totally against what God really wants us to do, then that's when I put my brakes on, like, hey, I'm sorry, but I'm not following that. I'm not following you, because even though we might be leaders, we're still kind of following someone somehow or another. But I don't want to really get mixed up with that. It's just that, are you following what everybody else is doing? Just do what everybody else is doing. You see everybody else on their cell phones, so you're, here we go again. Just like, it's just, to me, in a way, it's kind of rude, that we can't actually really, we're spirit beings having a human experience, and it's like we're afraid to be human and be real in front of others, and it is really, really a sad thing to see this. And the reason why I'm making this video is you, of course, more than likely are an adult watching this video if you pushed the play button on this particular topic in this video is, if you have children, this is the other reason why I'm making this video is I do observe things, and that's why a lot of times I come up with different topics and videos, because I observe things out in the world and how people are living and what they're doing to learn. Is it, how is this world really going? You don't have to follow those people and, be on your phone all the time. I turn my phone off every single night. That way I can get uploads, because that, it is not good. In my situation, of course, I do have to kind of sleep close to my phone because I'm in my car, and I protect it from the cold. Last night was cold, though. So anyway, it's about the children. Do you have children? Please, if you have children, and, like my grandson got a phone, and, for the longest time he didn't have a cell phone, and I knew his dad would never go out and buy one, and so I wasn't worried about that. And would you know, it wouldn't be the dad that got my grandson, which is 14 years old, he's got a cell phone. I'm like, no, but there's nothing I can do, so it is really tough out there with those kids. Is if I had children, little ones, I absolutely would not, and now they got, they had this a long time ago, toy cell phones for little toddlers, here, they're just, learning how to crawl around, and, bam, they already got like a toy cell phone that might make some noise and push buttons or whatever. And I absolutely don't agree with that. I believe, like when your children are older, I am sorry, I am old-fashioned when it comes to this, and a lot of you are like, hey, but what if something happens? A lot of times wherever your kids are, there's going to be somebody there that has a cell phone, at the school. Have the school call the parents up, use somebody else's phone. Hey, like if your kids are at, their friend's house, which I really disagree with. Unless you really got to learn who your kids' friends are and their parents, it is really best to do some investigation work before you just let your kids go anywhere, because that's, how do you know what those kids are teaching your kids? Just like the school system, so you really got to protect your kids, because your kid could, depending on the age, and they start out young, if your kids have friends and the parents are not really keeping an eye on their kids, how do you know if your friends aren't already, like sending bad pictures back and forth on the phone, which that happens a lot in the public school, and I don't know what the rules are as far as teenagers go, and younger ones with school, with phones. I don't know, like if they have them in their backpack the whole time. Are they allowed to use them, like on their breaks, on lunchtime? I really don't know what the rules are at the public school, but, there has been many, many stories of how teenagers, send inappropriate pictures, and where a lot of times it's the guys and the girls when this happens, where, a lot of times it's guys getting the girls to send them pictures, it's not really normal. Not a lot of females are going to say, hey, can you send me a picture? Because Starlight has never, I've been on not a lot of dating apps, but I have been on a couple of them, but I've been on a lot of years, and I have never said, hey, could you send me a picture? Maybe of their face, maybe of their body with clothes on, but I have never asked a man to send a picture without clothes. So it's more than likely that a guy or a teenager, or a young kid is going to ask for the female to do that, because boys are made different. God made them different. So there's nothing wrong with that they are different. Absolutely not. They can, but I have to say that my son was not like the other boys. He was brought up different. My son did not go out and do that stuff. He was brought up in a Christian way, and I watched him. I'm very proud of my son. The way he was growing up. He never gave me really a hard time. I would have to say the only thing that I had to speak to him about was balancing out playing video games. That was it. So I am very proud of my son. So it just really, in all things, you definitely want to have balance. And I notice these days as now you got older folks, it's amazing. They're the ones playing video games on the phones now. I have been invited so many times on my Facebook. I don't go on Facebook much, but I'll get people that I knew I might have went to school with, and they don't say, hi, how you doing? No, it's like, hey, I want to invite you to this game. There's some kind of farm game. I don't even know what that is, but I've had relatives in the past invite me to some kind of game where what are you doing on that game? I don't know. So Starlight is, I haven't even watched a movie. I don't even know when the last time I watched a movie. And I wanted to go out and watch this particular movie recently, but then I found out how much it cost. I'm like, really? $25 just to watch a movie, and that's not even to have popcorn. So I guess Starlight's going to have to think of something else. But as far as your phones, I mean, like, what are your kids doing? And, like I said, I observe everything. I am really big into paying attention and seeing how people are out in the community. And I was here at this library the other night, and it's so sad where, there's adults that don't even watch their kids. And I just was, my computer was getting ready to get started, and it's so super slow at the library, or even in my car, even slower. But it takes a while for it to start working, and I'm just sitting there, and I just I can't help, but I seen this little girl, maybe about 7 years old, and she had some kind of YouTube, like short little videos, and it just was one video after another, and I was like, oh my, and there was no adult that was right there watching her. And it is really sad where the little girl didn't know where her daddy was, and she kind of got up and walked out of the hospital, not in the hospital, but out of the library, went in the hallway, and, I was just sitting there getting my computer started, and I was keeping an eye on her. I didn't know, like where she went and what she was doing. And it was really cold out yesterday, so I didn't think she was going to go outside. But where was the dad, And then the dad kind of popped out, where she was sitting, and he was scared, he was actually scared for her a little bit, He noticed that she was gone, and he's like, wow, where did she go? And so are you really paying attention to where your kids are and what are they doing? You gotta pay attention to what they are doing, because the more you let them get away with stuff, it is addiction and addictive. And, it could be where they're wasting all their time and energy, and you don't want your kids getting sucked up, or even wearing those plugs in their ears, I don't even know what earplugs or whatever. I know people that I'm related to, and I'm like, anytime we get together, they got these things in their ears. I start talking to them, and it's like they don't even hear me, and there's nothing I can do. I don't live with them. I can't, tell them what to do, and, it's up to the parents to really pay attention to what your kids are, because you don't want them to get hooked up in this, the computers like this, and you really want to teach them like how to be, and hopefully you're being the right kind of example, because they're going to follow you as the example as how you should be on the computer. And what are they watching? Is it educational stuff, you know. What are they learning on the computer? You know, that little girl, when I was watching, just kind of seeing the, you know, things that she was watching, and they were just short little videos on YouTube, and you know, it just was one thing after another. I'm thinking, my, she could be learning educational stuff, learn about animals or nature or something that is going to help them later on, or good healthy food to eat, or you know, really pay attention to what are your kids doing, and you really don't want them to get sucked in to the way society is going, you know, because it's a horrible scene. I just was like, everybody's just so zoned in on their cell phones, you know, and then what are they doing at home? You know, it is, we really need to really have more of the one-on-one, and that's the way Starlight likes face-to-face communications. I don't like really like emailing people, or absolutely not into texting people, absolutely not. But of course, there's times that I can't meet up with those people, and so I'm kind of forced in those ways to do that. But if you can, you know, really meet those people face to face and really pull your kids out of those things, try to get them into things that are going to be educational. And as far as video games, I can have a video. I mean, I will have other uh, videos out there about video games because of what I did with my son. It really helped him out. So anyway, I do love you, and I can't tell you what to do. I'm only here to teach you and help you and inspire you to really to, you know, because this world, the way it's turning, and it doesn't have to be that way, you know. You don't want to put all your time and energy on your cell phone or on your computer. You know, I understand if you work at home and you work and that's a part of your job, that's a different story, but really learn to take a break, learn to turn your computer and phone off. You know, anyway, I do love you. You could give this video a thumbs up. You could share my videos with your family, your friends, your cat, your dog, your rabbit. Silly old rabbit. Tricks are for kids. So anyway, besides sharing, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Instagram, and that's at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I hope you get a lot of help, and please think about how much, you know, time you spend or waste on your cell phone or computer, and you know, like, really in that time that you put on there, you could be really working on yourself. Starlight doesn't even have time to, you know, I want to watch a movie, and I'm like, you know, I can't, I don't know, I haven't watched a movie on my phone. I never have watched a movie on my phone. I watch videos on YouTube, and that one video, you know, besides a meditation video, and, or you know, a couple of meditations, but that is to help me. And the YouTuber that I watch is to help me to grow, to become my greatest version, or be the change that I want to see in the world. So it is that I'm working on myself. It's not that I am wasting my time or my energy by doing those things. So anyway, I do love you. This is Starlight, love, light, and